Hey everyone, Lewis aka Spider-Man 1991 here with my pick of the week. And this week's pick is Amazing Spider-Man number 17, the prelude to Dead No More. Now, in this issue, pretty much the Jackal has Peter Parker has Hobie Brown, who has been working for him at Parker Industries, pretty much impersonating Spider-Man whenever Pete, just in case, Pete needs to say something like, "Oh, hey, Spider-Man's over here on the East Coast, and I'm over here," just sort of like, disassociate his identity. But now Pete has like an actual assignment for Hobie, and Hobie basically gets his Prowler tech ready to go, and to break into the New U facility. Now New U is basically the company front of Jackal's operations, where apparently he's bringing people back from the dead. Now, this is actually the first issue we actually get to see the process, and it's kind of interesting because I wouldn't exactly call it. It doesn't really feel like cloning. More like Jackal is kind of like using his research that he did to make the clones and sort of restoring people's forms after death. And basically, what happens in this is, first of all, Electro's girlfriend, who was from the last story arc, I believe at the beginning of the last Amazing Spider-Man volume, she she comes back from the dead. However, when Jackal tried to repower Max Dillon, aka Electro, to give his powers back after they were taken from him, it doesn't work, and it turns out that Max's, I want to say, lady friend, apparently now has his powers because she died right as they were during a period where Max couldn't control it, and when they kissed, because of all the metal piercings in her face, it conducted electricity. She died, and apparently because of Max's saliva, she now has Electro's powers. And she decides to return the favor by giving Max an Electro kiss and killing him. So now we have a new Electro, even though she does not wear this costume on the cover. So, anyways, she gets the new powers. Hobie is discovered, and it's pretty much a fight between Prowler and the new Electro. However, new Electro kills Hobie, and the Jackal decides to bring Hobie back. And when Hobie decides to call Peter about this and says, "Oh, everything's fine at New U, everything's clean," the reason Peter sent Hobie in the first place was because Peter did use the New U tech to help employee of Parker Industries who was injured, and basically they healed okay, they were perfectly fine, but after the procedure, Peter's spider sense was going off when he was near that person. So now Peter wants to kind of use this technology to help Jay Jameson, Aunt May's husband, Jonah's father, but he's not sure if it's the right decision because it is suspicious. So Prowler pretty much calls him, "Okay, everything's fine, dude. Don't worry about it." And then later we see that Hobie has now aligned himself with the Jackal because, well, obviously Jackal brought him back to life, and apparently, what else? Oh yeah, and apparently Jackal has shown him something, which apparently he did with all his new allies, and that's why they're on his side. And he also tells Hobie the very important part, which he also explained to Dylan's girlfriend, was that in order to stay alive, you have to take this pill every day, and the only way they can get the pill is from him, and so basically that's why you work for Jackal once he brings you back. Alright, one of the things that I do like about Dan Slott's Spider-Man is the guy really does know how to build up hype for his big story arcs, because over the course of his writing, he will constantly like spread breadcrumbs leading up, like, oh, this is going to happen soon, like something big's going to happen. Then when we finally get to the big event, everyone kind of gets an idea, like, oh, hey, we knew this was going to happen. It's going to be good. This could be really awesome. This is going to be a big deal. So, now we're kind of getting into the whole prelude story arc. So Dead No More can begin I believe in October. So that's going to be pretty fun. I do have two theories about what I think is going to happen. One is the pill. Now, naturally, always whenever a bad guy does something for someone else, they always have some little caveat that they have to get them to work for him. And in this case, Jackal says, "Oh, you have to take this pill every day if you want to stay alive, and you can only get it from me." My theory is that the pill is a placebo. It's placebo. And, I mean, honestly, if this procedure wasn't perfect, then there would be signs of people, like, maybe starting to degrade or something, or, like, dying again. So it might be possible that Jackal is lying to lying to everyone just to keep them on their side. I mean, to me, that's pretty obvious because, I mean, first of all, Jackal's clones, while most of them have been pretty stable in the past, Carry On excluded, and it just seems like more of a very bad guy thing to do. Now, what else do I think? Now, there was one other theory. Oh yeah, Jackal's new look. Jackal pretty much has a brand new look going on. He's wearing a red suit. He's got his mask is definitely more modeled after the Anubis Jackal design. Obviously, reference to Anubis, the Egyptian god of the dead. But my theory, I have this interesting theory. Like, we haven't seen him take off the mask. He doesn't really look. I don't know. I don't think he looks like Miles Warren anymore. My theory is that he may have put his brain into, and this is really out there, a clone of Peter Parker's body. Yeah, I know that's insane, but I just get this weird feeling like that might have happened because, well, I think after over the years of studying Peter's DNA, working with the spider clones, he's kind of been, maybe it's kind of envious, like maybe now he kind of realizes, like, you know what, I've been studying this for years, I probably know more about Parker's powers than he does, so he put his brain to a clone Peter Parker body. I mean, again, that is just a theory. It's definitely way more out there than my whole placebo pill theory. So yeah, overall, Amazing Spider-Man, I feel like Dead No More is going to be a really great story arc. I can't wait to read it. Read it this fall. It's going to be amazing. What did you guys think? What was your pick of the week? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with any of my theories? Let me know in the comments below too. Thanks again for watching. I'm Spider-Man 1991 saying see you later.